Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. This is Umaira Said, lecturer English Times Institute Pakistan, and today we have lined up a very different and very innovative topic, and that is the nuances of the delivery. As in the previous lectures, we have discussed the communication and the expertise, how you may become give or communicate your message verbally, orally, what are the listening and what are the reading skills. And now we will discuss that how many ways like giving the presentation you may deliver your messages. So these are the few nuances of the delivery, which is the manuscript style, memorized, impromptu, extempo, kinesics, proximity, chronemics, and paralinguistic, and one by one we will discuss these delivery modes. So pick out your pencil and the papers to note down some important points, because these are very much important. Although you have experienced all of them in your life, but now you will compartmentalize, and now you will come to know that how it happens and what it differentiates between the manuscript and the memorized. So starting one by one. Manuscript style. It is the reading style, like many of you have an experience that many of the politicians and the actors, sometimes many of the heads of an institutes, when deliver messages while standing or deliver to the masses, they they read from the page. Actually, they are not the particular kind of a reading which we have discussed in the previous lecture. It is a kind of a reading in which they are particular or peculiarly dealing and addressing the message according to the agenda or according to the situation. So it is not kind of a reading. It is you may say it is a kind of a style. It helps and it removes some kind of mistakes, and it also helps in giving you the more confidence. Many of the people I have seen that when they go on the stage and if they want to address to the masses, they keep the pages in their hand like this way. They prefer to have pages in their hands so that they feel more confident. So although this manuscript style or the reading style is very common, but it is very conventional and old. Nowadays this manuscript reading has been replaced with the prompter machine. The word will be very new for you, the prompter machine. What is the function of the prompter machine? So many of you have also seen that while that in the news channel, like when I was child, I used to say that it is very difficult for the newscaster to memorize all the news, because I never see them to looking on the page and like they are just facing the camera. Later on, when I studied the journalism, I find out that there was a prompter machine which is in front of the newscaster or which is in front of the person who is addressing to the masses, and all the printed material is like in a flow chart. It is moving from down to upward, and they are reading, and it seems like they are they have memorized the whole of the content, or they know that what to speak without any mistake. So this is, and this was established in 1940s, 1950s, when the President Reagan, and he was so much in choice of this prompter machine, and it was said the Reagan's prompter machine. You may have experienced like the TED.com. Many of the speakers, when deliver their speeches or their researches on the TED.com, they also use the prompter machine, and they have some kind of a remote in their hands to change the slides as well. So actors and the politicians, cricketers, many of when they talk or deliver messages to the masses, they use this manuscript style or the prompter. It depends upon the availability of the prompter machine. The next is the memorize. The word is very much obvious. Memorize, to keep something in your memory. It is not like cramming something. You are reading a material and you are saving it in your long term memory, or in the form of chunks or short sentences in your short term memory, and when you face the situation, you just deliver that message. It is called the memorized style. So This memorized style has many disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? That if you feel like if you forget something, it will be a long pause and you may feel embarrassment in front of the people. Sometimes the situation get more different and like different from which you have learned and which is happening in front of you, like commentators. Those who are very much watching the cricket match, they knew that the commentators do not follow the manuscript style, the prompter style and the memory style, because what is happening in front of them, they just following the situation and speaking and assembling the words according to the situation. So memory style is not recommended by me, because it may bring embarrassment to you in front of the masses and the people. The third is the impromptu. Impromptu, you will be the silent. Impromptu. Impromptu means to make up on the spot. Suppose there is an annual dinner in your institute and suddenly they call that Mr. XYZ, we would like to invite Mr. XYZ to share few words with us. So Mr. XYZ when come on the stage, so he is not prepared, he was not informed and he has no idea what to speak. So whatever he generate or whatever he assembled the message on spot according to the situation to speak up with the audience is said to be the impromptu style. It is a good activity, it generates confidence, it helps you to boost up your energy, it rebusts your thoughts as well, but sometimes it also makes embarrassed to another person because he is not ready and he feel like shocked that now what he has to say. So it was said by the D.H. Lawrence that when you have nothing to say but the genuine passion moves you, like you have nothing to say but only the passion which is moving to you. I just want to quote you one thing, like Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was once said that if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost, and if respect is gone, everything is gone. So you may in the impromptu speech, you may start your giving the deliverances with some quotation, the references from the Quranic verses. So there are so many ways to give an impact over the audience, but it depends that how much quick memory you have, and many of the people usually lost their memory when they face the audiences. It is a challenge. The third is the extempore speech. Extempore speech is the species of memorized and impromptu. Like you do not memorize your content, you do not have to speak on the spot your content, but you just make the cue cards or the clue cards that what you have to speak. I know that many of the politicians who are the good orators, like I admire Benazir Bhutto, I admire General Pervez Musharraf, I admire Imran Khan, because they are not only the good orator, they have a command over the English language as well, their vocabulary is very strong, they have a deep insight over the political scenarios, they have a big experiences as well, they have a command over the political history. So when they addresses to the masses or to the foreign audience, to the foreign media, they do not memorize or impromptu the material, they just make the cue cards. Sometimes I am not sure because I have seen them on the television only. So they just make the cue cards, and how they make the cue cards, like they may take a page, suppose I have this short booklet, what they do, like they make some kind of a cue words on the page, and with the change of the word, the whole of the story changes as. So this is the one of the way of giving the deliverance to the masses. So my dear students, here I am talking this delivery to the general masses, to the audiences more than 500 to thousands or the lakhs, not to 2 or the 3. You may read, you may follow the manuscript style, but for the general masses, your deliverance mode can be the extempore, impromptu or the memorized. It depends upon your choice that how much confident you are. And now next is the kinesics. What are the kinesics? Kinesics is a kind of the non-verbal communication, and in the previous lectures we have discussed that the non-verbal communication is your facial gestures, your postures, standing, sitting postures, your gestures, your facial expression, everything is involved in the kinesics. As I told you that if you are tired, if you are arrogant, if you are embarrassed, if you are happy, delighted or sad or gloomy, everything will be very much obvious from your face. Remember the famous Imran Khan speech in the United Nations? And many of those people who had an ability to capture the facial expression, they observed that he was neither arrogant, he was neither happy, he was very in a balanced mood, and he was speaking so confidently on the 4 points agenda. It was the kinesics which had a very good impact over the over our oppositions or over our opponent countries who have an opponent views regarding the Pakistan. So this must have an ability of an orator and the speaker, that either to speak bad word or either to speak arrogant word, he must have an arrogance under cover of their happy faces. So this is the kinesics. Kinesics was a term was first used in 1952, and nowadays many of the people can easily observe the other person's behavior on their non-verbally, by their gestures, by their postures, the way they are standing. Many of the people used to say that when you deliver the lecture, it seems that you are very much confident, and sometimes feel that you are very much in a mood to deliver more, but the time is less. Yes, it is so. I have a confidence, but sometimes I lost the confidence when I feel that there is something different and there is something difficult to make you, and when I try to make it easy for you. So this is the kinesis. As you are the good observer, I am a good observer as well. The next is the proximity. Dear students, proximity we have discussed as well. Proximity means that kind of a nearness and the distance. In the previous communication lectures we discussed that many of the people develop a close relation with the friend, and they have developed a kind of a distance with the people who are living in their surroundings or in their streets somehow. The less distance we have with our friends, with our families, with our relatives, and these outer circle are the people in the society. So this is the proximity. I am very much close to my family, then comes the friend, then comes the relatives, and later comes the society. Now it depends upon you that how much you have given a space to your family, like you may not allow every person to interfere in your personal life. So proximity helps you to define that which person is close to you and which have a larger distance or which needs a distance. The next is the chronemics. Chronemics is that how do you communicate through time. So I am explaining proximity, the distance, and the chronemics is to talk through time. Now what is talking through time? As we discussed that in Pakistan, if the dinner time is 7 and if you are coming at 8, it considered to be a very VIP person, a person who has no time but he cut a time for you and now he is coming late. It means you are giving a message that you are more high-fi or a more important. So this is the value of the time for you. How do you value the time? How do you value the time is the chronemics. In China, if the dinner time is 7 p.m. so you are not allowed to come at 6:30, or you may not allowed in the on the dinner hall at 7:30 because they value the time. So time is very much important. You must be very much punctual if you want to be punctual in your life and organized in your personal life as well. So the last is the paralinguistic. Many of us have discussed the verbal, the non-verbal, the formal and informal communication, but what about the tone, the volume, the pitch, the intonation? If I say, my dear students, have a seat, it means that I am in a very polite mood, my words will have an impact on you and you will follow my words. And if I say, dear students, please sit down, what are you doing? Now look at the intonation, now look at the volume. no, you would find arrogance in my words. The high and low of my words. Sometimes the high and the low not only embellish your speech, but it also having a good and the bad impact on the listeners and the audience as well. That is why when the radio or the FM channels hire the people as an RJ, they focused more on their highs and the lows, because if you will speak in a single tone, or there will be no high and the low, it would not have a good impact on the listeners. So there must be rise and fall. So what is the intonation? Intonation is rise and fall in your speech. And if you will, have you ever listened the program of poetry on FM 103 or 100 or 101, the poetry program at 12 p.m. What happens? They speak they start with this tone and high and low, high and low, high and low, and you feel that they are understanding your emotion at 12 a.m. So this is the way they deal and play with your emotions. But I always suggest my dear students that never become the victim of your emotions. The life is real, everything is real, and run after the real images, never run after the fake images. Focus on your study, because this would always pay and always pay homage to those people who have a big degree and who have a good knowledge. So this was the topic, and this was the agenda which we have discussed. All these points, these are very much important from the examination point as well. So come up with the next topic. Take care. Allah Hafiz.